Stephen Sellers. I'm Assistant Secretary for Emergency Operations at Cal EMA.
Okay, so we have had information come in from the National Weather Service indicating excessive heat. Tell us a little bit about what the state does in response and coordination to a heat emergency such as this.
Our initial actions are really public information. We know it's going to start warming. It's every May, the beginning of May, we hit our season for the summer is coming. It's going to get warmer. We put out information to the public about being aware of heat, what you can do in case it gets hot, and the actions you can take. So we do a lot on the preparedness side early on. Our plans are in place for when we hit certain triggers, like it's sustained days of heat, to kind of bump up what we do with the state agencies. So we get them on a conference call. We have the Weather Service on the call. We make them aware of what the situation is and have them follow up under their areas of responsibility to ensure they're monitoring what's going on. They're being proactive in getting the word out to entities like licensed care facilities to be ready, be aware, please take actions to make sure your people, there's air conditioning, that sort of thing. So we have done that yesterday, for example. They also report to us on conditions. So if there's occupational issues, say with farm workers, for example, we get information about what's happening across the state from our state agencies and our local government in terms of the impacts. And then we can look at what we can do to mitigate those impacts.
Okay, so Cal EMA basically talks to additional responding agencies and speaks to the local communities, which is known as operational areas in the emergency management world. What do you usually gain from those conversations? Is it to assess needs? Is it to anticipate needs and impacts?
It's really threefold. One, to make sure they know and they're getting the information they need from the Weather Service and us to understand what's happening and to take the actions they are responsible for. Number two is to get situational awareness from them about the cooling centers they're opening, and we can publish that on our website so people can be aware of what's actually taking place locally. And number three would be if there are any resource needs or support they would need to identify those and provide state assistance.
It's interesting though with emergencies, I get a lot of comments from people saying it's just another hot day. Where's the emergency?
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between another hot day in California and a hot day that could hurt people or property or animals?
There's a couple dynamics. One is often it's hot in certain parts of California, the desert, for example. For most people adjust to that kind of environment. But we have parts of the state that are not used to getting hot weather, so along the coast, for example. And in those areas, people may not even have air conditioning in their homes. But it's not just one hot day. One hot day people can recover from. It's hot during the day, it cools off at night, everybody's fine. But if there's a sustained heat emergency, we use the National Weather Service heat index. So it's not only high daytime temperatures, but high nighttime temperatures that last for several days. Then it has a profound effect on people if they don't mitigate or get into the air-conditioned environment or drink a lot of water, that sort of thing.
Where can people go to get information if they don't know how to care for themselves in extreme heat? Say that they come from a moist climate, cool climate, and they're visiting here in California. What are three of the top recommendations?
Well, first of all, listen to the radio, watch TV, because they are putting out information about the heat. There's a lot of awareness out there. There's in the newspapers, in the media. There's a lot of information that's pushed out. The second place is, of course, local public health agencies. They have their websites. Whatever county you're in, that county's public health office will have a lot of information available. And third, of course, is our California Emergency Management or calema.ca.gov website. There's a lot of great information there.